So I feel bad.
By the way, speaking of friends that support you, we actually one of our videos did get flagged though.
Oh yeah, so whoever flagged us,
Yeah,
and if you're listening to this, we're not gonna stop. Hi everyone, welcome to a new podcast of a parallel discussion. I'm here with my co-hosts
Turkey
and me, Lalo. Guys, I want to thank everybody who's been listening to our podcast. Again, I know it sounds repetitive. It sounds really redundant every time we bring it up and how we're new to the game, but we hit 100 views on YouTube. How do you feel, Turkey? How's that feeling? You feel accomplished? Do you feel great? Tell us what you feel?
I do feel a little accomplished. I don't know if I said this before, but I think we are growing a little bit every podcast nowadays.
I just think how I gave you this energy, and then you're like, I feel great.
Yeah, I'm supposed to be the complete opposite from you. So.
Yes, but I mean, I'm just happy to be.
I guess a way for people to understand, like, you're the rabbit, I'm the tortoise.
The tortoise?
Yeah, the tortoise, the turtle. Yeah, it's gonna take me a while to get there, but I will get there eventually.
Yes. But I mean, again, how do you feel about this accomplishment? What's our next goal? What do you think? What are we doing?
I don't know if we have a goal, and I actually kind of like it like that. I kind of just like doing it as we go. Like,
okay.
I
agree.
I mean, I could be. I mean, your version could be totally different, but I just like the pace we're taking right now. There's no like, I don't know. I don't know. How do you feel?
Again, like when it's funny because I don't even pay attention to those things, but when people bring them up to you, because you're not the only one who brought it up to me. Even Danny brought it up to me. He even goes like, "Dude, what are you doing? How are you getting more views?" And it's funny. I go like,
by the way, one thing we haven't said in the last couple of podcasts, as the editor of this podcast. We haven't been putting a lot of fuck yous out there for Danny.
Oh, yeah. Fuck you, Danny.
We stopped doing that like around the third episode.
Yeah.
So big fuck you to Danny.
Fuck Danny. No, but again, it's... me and Danny were having this conversation where he starts asking me like, hey, what are you doing to get these views? What is it that what's like your thing? You know, how are you getting these views? I'm like, honestly, I'm not doing anything.
Yeah, we're not.
Besides just posting it up, and we announce it or we promote it in a way, and then he says, "Well, maybe you have more friends who support you." Like, so I feel bad.
By the way, speaking of friends that support you, we actually one of our videos did get flagged though.
Oh yeah, so whoever flagged us,
yeah,
and if you're listening to this, we're not gonna stop.
We're
not gonna stop.
One of our videos got age restricted out of the blue. We just thought it was really random because we're still under the radar. You know, we're still under the radar in YouTube for YouTube to even like come after us like that. You know, so we just thought it was a little weird, but I mean, shout out to the people that have a login, that have to log in to fucking watch it.
Oh yeah, so now if you're under 18 and you have to log in,
or if you just don't log in when you use YouTube.
Oh yeah, or if you're not even logged into your YouTube, we do. Well, I don't have to apologize because someone had to ruin that for everybody. We are not that explicit.
I'm not gonna lie. I did kind of listen back to it. I'm like, there is nothing in there that I was like, it's exaggerated. Like, if anything,
or that triggers anything.
But if anything, I think we were more exaggerated in other podcasts.
I mean, don't give that listener a new way to go listen to it. Well, anyway, if they do, then probably just add a little more listens to that.
Yeah, but fortunately, we weren't given a strike or anything. But we were whenever that video was age restricted. So if you want to watch episode 4, you're gonna have to log in to your YouTube.
Is it just that episode, or is it all of them?
As far as I know, it's only.
Or is it just for every episode now? Because it's
no. It's that specific episode.
Oh, okay. Well, it is what it is. I don't even think we listen to. I don't even think we have any under 18-year-old. I don't even think we have any under 20.
Well, it's not. It doesn't have to be under 18. It's just that anybody that doesn't sign in to you, like doesn't sign on to the YouTube, can't watch it.
Oh yeah.
So it doesn't matter that if you're under 18.
You have to sign in and have your
because most of our listeners, I'm pretty sure are over 18.
Mm-hmm.
But what I'm saying is, like, if you can't watch, it's because you're gonna have to be logged on.
Yeah, because you're not logged in and you don't have your age verification.
Yeah, they just want to verify your age, and in order to do that, you have to log on. That's the only thing.
Well, yeah. Well, to everyone, again, thank you, and everyone, please, we do have a Instagram plug for us. It's aparalleldiscussion.pod. Follow us. Yes, follow us. Support this parallel discussion. Also, we do have a fan email now. It's a paralleldiscussion.ask.
It's more of a follower email. I feel weird. I feel weird calling people fans still.
Oh, our listener. What do you call it? You confuse me now? Like
follower.
Well, a follower. Or
whatever the fuck you want to call it.
If you want to ask any kind of questions, our email. If you have any questions to us, or you want to, even if you want to come on the pod and just talk and
fuck it, we're open to anything.
We're open to it. We are at aparalleldiscussion.ask at gmail.com. We're open to the discussions. We're open. If you want to bring your business and you want to talk about your business, we'll talk about your business. We'll plug you guys in.
We'll pimp the shit out of it.
We'll pimp. We're like back when Exhibit was doing his thing. Was it Exhibit? Yeah, Pimp My Ride? It was Pimp My Ride.
But that has nothing to do with
okay, I don't know what I was just trying to just make it sound flashy. Yes. Again, thank you, everybody. So without further ado, we're gonna continue with our first topic of the day. I do want to talk with Turkey because me and you, we don't go to the mall a lot, do we? We don't really go.
But when we do.
And when we do,
I love watching Lotto spend his money
and buying I think
it's not
buying Funko Pops.
I think it's not just him spending his money. I think it's just him spending his money stupidly. I love watching it. Like,
well, I mean, I haven't
because I kind of live vicariously through that. Because like
we already talked about this.
We did.
Yes, we have.
We did.
Yes, when I bought the laptop.
Oh yeah, we did.
No, well, the reason I was bringing this topic about the mall,
and again, I think we've ran through every idea already.
No, but the reason I was bringing this mall situation or any kind of shopping, a lot of us shop online now. We shop online. We buy whatever accessory thing online just to avoid even going to the mall now because. Unless you want to, I mean, I'm one of those that still want to go to the mall, but I'm just too lazy to go to the mall. But the reason I was ringing, like, what's up with this shoplifters happening over and over and over all over the states? It's becoming one of those things where, like again, like I hate the news. I hate the things I see. I hate like seeing people. Like people who work there who risk their lives just to fucking get in front of these people to like stop a shoplifter. Like I get it. I know I'm with them. I'm like, fuck these fools. I want to like stop these fools. But it's dangerous.
Can I ask you something? You think it's worth being loss prevention in San Francisco right now?
It's scary.
In the Bay Area.
It's scary for sure.
I honestly think being loss prevention has turned into one of the most dangerous jobs in the Bay Area at this moment. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and it's crazy because I mean, especially with these people who are shoplifting all these who are robbing all these stores, and they're all luxury stores that are happening and everything like, and it sucks.
Not just luxury though. Well, there's a lot of CVS's and Walgreens. I don't know if you want to call that luxury.
Well, I mean, but majority like the ones that are getting hit up are like the high end shops, whatever.
Or like in that one case, there was a video where this guy was just stealing shit from a Home Depot. It was like random.
We're laughing about it, but we shouldn't. It was just random. It's like what the fuck? Like Why? Why
A
do
Home Depot.
I mean, yeah, I understand people. Everybody's going through their struggles.
What's next? A fucking plant shop?
Yeah, dude, like get or even like I don't know, they might start stealing puppies or fucking Petco or some shit like that.
Yeah. By the way, there was a warning issue today that to not buy flat faced bulldogs anymore because they're grotesquely breeded. I don't know if that's a word. Breeded.
I guess
Bred. Oh, they're bred. Yeah.
Breeded
Which
it?
is unfair because it's bread and bread. You know, like
Yeah.
you don't want to say the.
Yeah, it's just like 2 E's and 1 EA.
Yeah, but whoever fucking thought of that, like, come on, dude. You got bread and then you got bread.
It's like Michael Scott says. How do we know how words are formed?
yeah. But there was an issue I read today on some fucking outlet saying that you shouldn't buy those flat faced bulldogs anymore.
Why? Well, what's going on? Just
Because I guess they already have issues breathing. So the way they're being bred, yeah, the way they're being bred, it's just grotesque, right? I mean, it's already like puppy farming and shit. But what is it called? Puppy farming or pup mill? Is it a pup mill?
Pup mill?
I don't know where I'm going with this, but I did see that warning. I just want to put it out there. Go back to Lalo on this.
I mean, again, I mean, even then, like I was gonna. You always change the topic on me out of nowhere.
Yeah. I like it. I like keeping you on your toes.
Yeah, I mean, right now you don't even have me on my toes. You disorientated me right
That's
now.
why I love it. I love it. This is why you got to bring notes.
I do have my notes, and you fucked it up.
Then you should have had a problem.
All right, so I mean, again, just I wanted to go back to the whole shoplifting. People. I know we're all going through our struggles. I know we can't afford certain things, or sometimes maybe you just see people stealing and then you join them or whatever. Fuck all that shit, dude. Like, fuck. I just think that this world needs to get better at a lot of things, and damn, man, it's sad to see it, and to see anybody getting, like, those people who work there who get hurt and putting their lives on the line just to stop a fucking, obviously it's scary, but yeah, that was my thing.
By the way, if I were to be in that position, it makes sense to me not to do anything. Like, why the fuck would I risk my life for fucking razors and like some fucking shaving cream?
Shaving cream? Oh yeah, exactly. Sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry, that was my fault. I did get distracted on that, but yeah, I mean, it's just like little things that, guys, just get a fucking job.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I know a lot of us don't want to get jobs again because we're going back from this pandemic where a lot of us got, a freebie pretty much during the pandemic, and
so because of that, like loss prevention is now up there with
policemen,
with police, firemen. Paramedics.
Really, they're one of the hardest jobs or scariest jobs.
I'm just fucking around.
Oh, okay. Wow.
This is how much Lotto doesn't pay attention to me when I talk.
No, it's because sometimes it
just drifts on his phone.
No, sometimes it just makes sense. Like, what? I felt like you read this shit, and I'm like, oh fuck. Yeah. Again, everyone. So you were talking about dog breedings and stuff, like about these, what's it called, bulldogs?
Yeah, they're just English bulldogs.
They don't.
Yeah, they're called flat faced because they pretty much have no nose. They already have like a weird, like they already have crazy problems breeding. Yeah. So on top of that, like I guess breeding them too fast or whatever the fuck they're doing is like, it's fucking them up even more because like those dogs are already maldeformed. They're considered deformed.
Yeah,
because they're not like. But if you put a bulldog in the wild, it won't fucking survive. Just put it
well, it's crazy because even then, like I was listening to how a fucking Chihuahua was once a wolf.
Yeah, every dog has been a wolf.
yeah, but you look at the little teacups and shit. Like they're fucking.
Yeah,
used to be
they're all fucking.
These dogs. We became their source for everything. Like they became non-independent, I guess.
By the way, I've always had that question. Like, Yeah, dog breeding, like they all come from wolves. But like, how the fuck did people back in the day know how to breed dogs a specific way? Like they weren't fucking scientists. How the fuck were they editing genes and shit like that? Like I never understood that.
I think what probably happened, some got deformed, and because between ancestry, what do you call it?
No. Okay, but the common
got fucked up.
The common apex is the wolf, right? The wolf, and then they're all descendants from the wolf. But if you look at fucking dogs, there's more than fucking 200 breeds, right?
No, there's a lot.
There's a bunch of breeds, and like, I'm like, well, the way they make it sound is like, oh, they were bred a specific way. I'm like, what the fuck does that mean? Like, they could only fuck other dogs a certain way, I don't understand how they get specific traits from like.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like that's the part I don't understand.
I don't know neither, and I'm pretty sure there's a long science to that, which we probably won't get into because we don't have all the answers to go through right now.
I'm just putting it out there.
Yeah. But
so honestly, so that everybody fucking knows, hit me up.
If anybody wants to talk about dogs and breeds, and
I've always had that question, and if somebody out there has that fucking answer, please reach out to me.
If you're a vet and you love talking about this shit,
because I've lost a lot of sleep over this question. You know, like years and years of sleep. So.
Yeah, he's still catching up on some sleep right now. He's probably gonna take a nap after this. How's your week been so far? We're midweek right now.
Well, I haven't had a day off, you know. I don't know why, but I like bringing it up because Lalo, you don't know behind the podcast, you know, a little behind the podcast here.
What are you trying to say?
I don't know. I feel like I don't know.
I put in my hours too. I put in my hours. I put in my time. I think I mentioned earlier, but I wanted to thank you so much for putting...
Yeah, thank me, please.
Thank you for putting in the time for editing. I know I don't do half of the work on editing.
Yes.
I know I don't do it. I wish I can have the time you have because I'm not home all the time.
Pretty sure you do have the same time.
You know.
By the way, when I say editing, I don't mean like we're taking out like shit from like the podcast, like shit we say. It's mainly stuff like utters. Like we utter a lot. There's a lot of there's sometimes we leave a lot of silence in between stuff we say. It's just stuff like that we clean out just to make the podcast a little smoother.
Yeah, definitely. Lately, we haven't really have to like really dig into a lot of deleting segments or anything like that.
That's what Lalo thinks.
Again, I'm not in that process.
Yeah, exactly.
I examine what needs to be deleted and what needs to be kept, and then
he's the executive producer.
At the end, I listen to the final cut, which I don't really.
He never listens to the final cut. He just says, "Upload it now."
Upload it now, and then
it's not in that tone. Not in the happy tone either.
Raw and uncut for all you people.
Well, actually, just raw because it's cut.
Oh, okay. Well, actually, it is cut. Yeah, so
it's just raw, but it's cut.
Just raw. So Turkey wanted to bring up a story that happened to me a while back in the good old days. Hold on.
Oh, actually, this is a great opportunity to bring back that story you never came back to in the last podcast for my Life is Beautiful concert. You said you wanted to go back to a story.
Yeah. So a couple podcasts ago, you mentioned how like when you were at the Life is Beautiful concert and you reeked because you didn't put a deodorant.
Yeah.
I remember we were in the front. I think it was before Arctic Monkeys was playing, and for sure maybe even before Foo Fighters. But I remember we're all tired in the front, and there was a guy in a wheelchair.
Oh yeah,
next to me. He was actually. I'm not sure if he was next to me. Yeah, he was right next to me, but he was on his wheelchair. I feel fucking bad, but I thought it was fucked up and funny. I remember, you know, sometimes when you're at these shows, not sometimes, all the time, you either have to hold, going to the restroom, going to go pee, going to do whatever you have to do, your business, right? I had been holding my farts because I didn't want to be the one. Oh, who farted, you know? But there was a time where I found my moment. The crowd started jumping, and I swear I laid out all the gas, and I forgot that this guy with the wheelchair was next to me. And I looked over. I swear to God, it looked like he wanted to crowd surf out of there. You know what I mean? I felt terrible, man. But it was a very sad story for him. Funny story to me, but sad story to him. He probably got pink eye after.
What Lalo didn't mention is he wasn't at the side of him; he was behind him. And
was he behind me?
Yeah, and
I could have sworn he was for the next one.
Even though it's fucked up, I think at the end he went out as a hero, though. Let me explain why.
Why?
Because during the mayhem, everybody was like just, and in defense of Lalo, like we were like in there like sardines. Like once you're locked in a place, you really can't move. It was so packed and we were so fucking constricted in there that not even air itself could live in there.
And we're on the outside, and we're like in open air, and it still gets hot.
So, I mean, it is fucked up that he literally farted in his face, if you think about it. Yeah. But let me go back to this. The guy in a wheelchair went out as a hero because towards the end of the show, a bunch of friendly people all gathered and lifted the guy in a wheelchair up.
Did they lift him up, right?
Yeah, in the air.
You're right. They lift him up.
He looked like the hero. So
I think he was like half passed out too. Like, I'll get him out of here.
So he might have lived through some shit, literally.
Uh-huh.
But at the end, we all know who the real hero is.
Lalo.
The guy in a wheelchair.
Oh, fuck. I remember my first Coachella adventure. I was in the very fucking front. It was the Strokes and then Kanye closing out the show. And I had been in the front just trying to see the Strokes from the front a whole fucking day. So, you know, like we said, when you go to these festivals, if you want to see the artist up close, in personal, you got to hold on to... You got to... Just hang on there. If you're gonna drink water and you're thirsty, don't drink. Just drink little sips because you don't want to leave your spot to go piss.
Or just drink your piss.
Oh yeah. Oh no, I remember people pissing next to me, like in the bottles. And
really?
Yeah, dude, it's crazy.
Wow.
People are crazy. I thought about doing it one time, but I just have my morals of like not doing that around people.
Yeah.
I mean, I could lay a fart. Fuck it, you know.
You're talking about morals and you just farted.
I know, but
it's not. But
it's not fucking shitting on that guy's face.
Dude, you're talking about morals here.
Okay, but I am not gonna flash my fucking penis right in front of everybody.
Who said you gotta flash it? Just
I know what you mean.
Pee through your shorts.
Just hang in there. It was. I remember I had to hold on to. I had to hold my piss the whole fucking.
And he's falling asleep.
I remember I had to hold on to my piss like the whole fucking day. Like, and I honestly, I remember even drinking sips of my water. I'm just like, I'm not gonna drink so much water because I don't want to go to the restroom. And I had lost my group already, so I was by myself. And I actually met like new people. And I remember it was like one of the most fun people I've ever met, like at a show. And this is probably my first festival that I have been to ever.
And they were fairly new back then, right? Like festivals or
no? I mean, festivals I've been around for since like Woodstock and shit.
What I'm
like
talking
that.
about, like these new age type of festivals.
Well, this was Coachella.
Like
Coachella is like one of it's still one of the, I guess, like the contenders.
They've been going on for years.
Yeah, I'm not sure how long ago Coachella started, but I know it started years ago.
Coachella,
and I remember I was in the front, and I remember I just sipping on my water, and then finally towards the end of the day, after the Strokes came, I'm just like, fuck, I gotta go take a piss. And then finally, like, I was like, I'm gonna hang on. And this is, I think I mentioned this before to you and on Danny's podcast when I first saw Kanye. I didn't know who the fuck he was really. Like, I didn't know who he was. I just decided to stay because I was like, okay, I've heard some of his music, but I want to see what this is about. And that's when I became a little not a crazy fan, but I became a little bit of a fan, and I understood where Kanye was about,
Mm-hmm.
And I remember like towards like I think he had like 4 acts. He kind of did like a little thing where like pre Kanye, modern Kanye, and then
Future Kanye.
future Kanye kind of thing. You know, yeah. So Yeezy. You know,
Yeezy.
you know, I have met Kanye, but I haven't met Yeezy. Yeah, you know what I mean. Like, and this is the time when he came out with what's it called? That one, that douchebag song. The one with my Twisted Dark Fantasy.
Yeah, that's it. That's the name of the album.
Yeah, I know, but it was that one song where he goes,
Is it?
"Say hello to the douchebag, to the assholes."
Yeah, Runaway.
Yeah, Runaway. Yeah, that's when he came out with Runaway, and I remember when he switched onto that song, dude. It was like, dude, it was magic, bro. To me, it was like, what the fuck is going on? But the reason I brought that story up was because I needed to go take a piss, dude, and he was still performing, and I didn't want to leave. So I was right literally in front of the barricade, like near the barricade, just to hop over and go to the restroom.
Yeah.
But these motherfuckers, like the securities, I asked them, "Hey, I'm gonna jump over. I need to go use the restroom." And I guess like I don't know how it works or what happens on how do you get to their site, but you have to be crowd surfing. And I'm a big guy, so nobody wants to live my ass, you know?
Yeah.
So I was like, fuck, I really gotta take a piss. I remember just turning around and I was like, there's a fucking sea of people. Like, I am not gonna make it. So here I go. I turn my ass around, start walking my ass back to the back of the crowd.
Yeah.
It took me about 30 minutes just to get to the back. And not even that, just to get to the back. And from there, I still had to walk to the restroom. And this goes back to that conversation we had, like how you were talking about how you pay for this money and you still have to go to the restroom and you still have to get your food. And yeah, festivals are a fucking headache. I don't miss them, but I do like them, you know?
Yeah.
They're wild.
But something about it makes you want to go back, right?
All the time. All the time.
And that's for any type of show.
I mean, I just want to do drugs and fuck shit up. No, I don't. No, I don't. I'm kidding. I don't do drugs.
I see.
Yeah, it's very interesting how those worlds play out because I love festivals. I love concerts. And I was actually reading this quote today.
Okay.
This brings me out to a quote.
Please give us a quote. Please give us a
quote. I don't know on top of my head, but it pretty much says, I'm actually going to read it out to you. I actually have it here. I don't even know if it's much of a quote, but it's much of like how I feel about how I feel when I go to a concert. But here it goes. Whenever I go to concerts, midway through, I just start standing there in the middle of the crowd, and I'm like, "Fuck, man, this is happy. This is what happy feels like. Surrounded by people who love screaming to the music that I love, seeing people that I love, dudes. This is happy." You know, like it's something that I'm just like when I go to these concerts that I want to go to, I never thought about it like that. I think about how fucking cool it is that you're watching these bands and then you all love this one band and the person next to you singing the lyric and you're fucking just getting it's almost like I want them to be friends with me forever, you know?
Now, can I ask you this? Do you think people feel the same way in the middle of an orgy?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, you're just sitting there and you're like, wow, we're all gathered here around this one thing that we all like.
It almost was like a funeral when you started it. It was like a funeral. We're all gathered here for turkey.
Know? But now I think that quote would work for an orgy too. An orgy.
Yeah. Oh man.
All right. So now that we're going back to a couple stories, I do want to go back to one thing that's been bothering me for a while. It's going back to episode 3, Eduardo Allan Poe bonus. When I was explaining Edgar Allan Poe's story, I totally confused them. I was talking about Shakespeare stories. So when I was saying that a lot of people didn't believe that he had written his own stuff, that was actually Shakespeare, not Edgar Allan Poe.
Yeah.
So I just wanted to go back and clear that up because it's been bothering me ever since. And every time I've forgotten to go back to that. And Yeah,
And
I just don't want. I don't want it to be out there, and then
maybe
people come
the
back at me.
Shakespeare people are the ones who fucking flagged us.
Maybe,
Babe, you know what?
but they flagged the wrong episode. They flagged episode 4.
Well, it's being maybe they're like, let's just get them any way we can.
Yeah,
This is gonna be it.
yeah. I just wanted to get that off my chest because I know this is gonna live on the internet forever, and
Or not.
or not. But either way, I know that I went back and tried to fix it, like every one of Lotto's relationships.
Oh.
I was just playing.
Pew, 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 pew. Yeah,
Yeah.
shots fired for sure.
Yeah, my bad.
Yeah, man. What are you looking forward to anything this weekend? Yeah, I know what your answer is. Into editing.
Editing.
Are you
A lot of editing.
Are you looking forward to editing this?
Hell fucking no. A lot of utters and spaces and silences.
You got double homework this weekend. Actually, you know what? You're fine because we're not going to record Friday. By the way, I'm going to I don't know, show this Friday. So
Thank you for the invite.
I would invite you, but I mean, it's just even get you.
I appreciate the invite.
It gets you. The only thing that I could get you to move is my couch.
By the way, your couch is trash.
Oh yeah, I bet
It looks like a couch you would see like in a casting couch.
the couch that I have is not the most comfortable couch, guys. It's funny because
We call it the abyss because every time you sit on it, it absorbs your energy. The shit, like it absorbs all of your
look,
fucking
couches
energy.
are meant for you to rest, to feel relaxed. When you get up, you kind of like you feel like not getting up. But this couch, you kind of have to get up because you feel pain.
This couch is the opposite. Instead of feeling rested, you feel more fucking tired.
Yeah, like it drains you.
It drains the fuck out of you.
It almost feels like you're standing up, but twice.
Yeah,
2 times of the work to sit down.
yeah. Worst couch ever for sure.
I remember when I bought that couch, you were just like, "Oh, dude, this couch is comfortable. This is it. I want your couch when you want to get rid of it." And that's what's gonna happen. I'm gonna give you that.
No,
I'm gonna give you
at this point. I think this couch is a curse.
No,
It's
I'm
cursed.
gonna give you that fucking couch. And
This
you're
couch
gonna
is a
keep it.
curse.
No, you're gonna keep that couch.
No.
So have you heard about the guy that sold that mistakenly put a decimal in the wrong place and sold gas for like 60 cents?
No, apparently, was it a mistake? Because I heard that supposedly he was. Just,
This is a not.
Oh my bad. So I want you guys to hear this audio.
all right, go for it.
All right, here we go. I don't know. Hopefully, it just works with audio, but just listen to it, guys.
Cezina is the gas station manager making a mea culpa
And I thought, this is a nightmare.
after he gave hundreds of drivers an opportunity to save thousands of dollars on premium grade gasoline.
And I put all 3 prices on there, except the diesel. But the last one kind of didn't go, right.
Cezina accidentally put a decimal in the wrong spot and began selling the $6.99 gas for just 69 cents.
We ain't playing today.
People started posting the low price on social media and calling friends and family. The lines formed fast to guzzle it up. What's your feeling for that?
Well, I would have done the same thing.
Cezina.
Well, I think I don't know where I think I read it wrong then because earlier I had read that he had done it on purpose.
No.
Because
So,
he was trying to help people out. I thought he was.
No, I think that's a different story.
Oh,
I think that's a different story.
but either way, I think I'm gonna be honest. I think he did it on purpose.
I mean, with gas prices, with gas prices nowadays, don't you think you might want to just help yourself and then avoid a whole bunch of people saving it? I mean, I guess he's trying to be nice in a way.
I mean, the conspiracy here is maybe he was already gonna leave that job, and he's like, "I'm gonna go out with a bang. I'm gonna help out the town." You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, with gas prices are going so ridiculous. Dude, Arizona itself, like last year when I started going to Arizona, I think the lowest gas was like almost $2.50, almost $3. Barely even touching $3. I think it's a little bit past $3. And then all of a sudden, like it's almost LA prices last year, which was like $5. It's fucking ridiculous.
Dude, it's already 8 here.
Yeah, it's going to 8. And I mean,
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised if it hit double digits next week.
But even
next year.
But even before inflation and gasoline shortages, California's already been ranked on the top side of the price per gasoline, right?
I wonder what
We've always been around $5-6.
kind of, but we're the way we're going, it's crazy because I think that for most of us who, think about it. There's kids who are, right now who just graduated school, they're getting out of college, they're getting out of high school. So these people are working minimum paid jobs, right? So what California is 17 now? Is that correct?
No, the minimum wage in California, I think it's 15 right now. It's trying to go up to 16. I don't even think it's 17 yet.
So let's just say that it is 16 or 15.
It's 15.
Let's just say it's 15. Like I remember when I was first working out of high school, first year out of high school, I was getting paid like $8.50.
Yeah, I remember.
I was getting paid like $8.50, and gas was already like maybe like $3.50 at the time.
Yeah, it was getting close to $4.
And then that was still reasonable for me.
Yeah,
I can still do it. Now we're looking at people who are making at least minimum $15 an hour, and their gas is super expensive.
Yeah, I remember looking at it when I was filling it up the other day. I was like, wow, 30 I think it was $35 for 6 gallons. I was like, whoa.
Yeah. I think I even told you.
That's not a lot.
Yeah, even Mexico, they sell it by the liter. And at the end of it all, if you sum it all like to the gallon, it's almost the same price. And then over there, they make way less.
But that's kind of what's always been. It's been similar to the issue with rent here, right? The house, the cost of living here in LA is like, the problem is that the rents keep getting higher, but the minimum wage always stays it always stays below the
it barely
never,
not even enough to
exactly
live.
The cost of living rises, but your fucking wage never does. So that's always been the fucking, I guess, the part that everybody thinks is unfair. But I don't know where this is going.
Now, and even then, let's say even if they do raise it up, then everything else goes up. Like, what's the catch here? Are we trying to help people out, or are just making everything worse as we go?
No, the reason is going up is because we used to get a lot of oil from Russia.
Yeah, now we're not, and now
we're not.
I think they were trying to get it from I want to not Colombia. What was it? Venezuela? Yeah, we're trying to get.
No, I think they were trying to work a deal with.
Yeah, because after the whole thing with like the government barely feeding their people, like what happened is that so the U.S. to punish them, they start making they cut their oil deal. Yeah. So then what happened now that the whole world in Ukraine, the Ukraine and Russia war happened. What happened is that the states were like, okay, well, we can't get fucking oil from Russia now, so what we're gonna do is go back to Venezuela, right?
Yeah.
And now what's going on is like all those fucking those oil companies. During the pandemic, they let go a lot of people. Especially even when they let go when they lost that contract, they pretty much closed down all those I don't know what you want to call them, like oil facilities, whatever. And now that U.S. is trying to go back into Venezuela, all their fucking where they get the oil from, it's really fucked up now. They have no employees. Everybody who used to work there, they were older.
Dude,
all that experienced people are gone.
Dude, I was watching a video where this lady, pretty much her thing is that she sells, she makes origami out of the old bills. Out of old money, like the money that from Venezuela. Mm-hmm. Like, that's how much it has no value anymore.
Oh, really?
The money has no value to the point where she's just making like origami.
That's fucking crazy.
And she's making like these little figurines and she's selling them for whatever. I don't know yet, but are they, in a sense, have they gone back to like just to basic trading down in Venezuela? Like I'll trade you something for bananas or something.
Like
you
goods,
know what I mean?
like just goods for goods. I don't know. Maybe, dude, it's crazy.
Yeah,
a lot of people fled that fucking country because
Dude,
of that
it's
shit.
crazy.
Even like in Mexico, you'll find a lot of Venezuelans.
Yeah.
And yeah, so I mean, all these oil companies now, like the U.S. is trying to get oil back from them, but everything is all rusty. Everything's fucked up. Like,
Yeah.
so like now, even if they want to get oil from them, like
It's crude oil. That's what it is.
Yeah.
It's crude oil. It's not. It hasn't been gone through the process, right?
so like now that they're trying to do all that, like all that shit is fucked up. Where like they have no, like all the experienced people, they're gone. All the fucking equipment, all the things is all rusty. So there's some like refurbishment that they need to do, and now it's gonna cost even more billions just to get that going.
Yeah, and I think because of the shortage, Saudi Arabia has raised up their price. So right now they're fucking in glory.
Yeah,
they're in glory right now.
I don't remember, but the last time I do remember it was like $100 a barrel.
United Arab.
And then
Arab
I was actually with an Uber driver not like this week, well last week, and he actually works with the oil companies, and he was telling me that like I didn't even know that the barrels were. He worked for the oil company. He didn't even know. He's like, yeah, like I know that the last time I heard and checked was like $100 a barrel, and he was like, damn man, I remember when it was like $40.
Yeah,
I'm like, shit, dude, these people are just profiting off everybody, dude. Like it's fucking crazy.
I mean, that's wherever there's demand, you know.
Where are we going in terms with gas? I mean, even if we do go electric, all electric, everybody, gas is still going to be even triple the price because it's going to be harder to get for those people who still have cars, well, oil cars or gas cars, whatever.
I mean, the U.S. has one of the biggest reserves in the world. They have oil. The thing is that they don't want to use their reserves because they know, like, if a big catastrophe happens and they have all the oil, they control the world in a sense. You see what I'm saying? So they don't want to waste.
So
their
they're
reserves.
just stretching out their hands where like they don't even
right
have
now.
to.
They're just trying to get it from wherever they can.
Yeah.
But they don't want to tap the reserve because they know that that's where their power is in a circumstance in the future that they can't control, you know? So they become the power in a sense. You know, it's like we have all the oil in the world. Now you have to pay us.
Yeah. That's fucking wild, dude. I don't know, man.
So when everybody else runs out of oil, the U.S. has a bunch of oil.
Oh, and then we're going to be the ones.
Yeah, that's the plan.
Yeah. Did you ever hear that story about the girl in Qatar?
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 Yeah.
I'm sorry, pronounced it wrong.
Qatar. No, sometimes I think people say Qatar.
All right, so there's this.
I could be wrong.
There's this. I'm not sure if she was Latina or not, but there was this this girl that was working. I guess she was doing a report on the new stadiums of Qatar, and pretty much what happened is that I guess she didn't really have a place to stay. I don't know. Honestly, I don't know the full story, but supposedly she didn't have a place to stay. And what happened is that some guy took her in to his home, and the guy was married. The guy was. Oh no! I'm sorry. I think this is what it is. Let me retract my story. So this is a girl working at Qatar for like doing a FIFA World Cup segment up on the new stadiums, right? And she had her own apartment. She was living there and whatnot. There was a guy who supposedly needed somewhere to stay, needed somewhere to live, and she let the guy go in the house, and then they ended up mating. They ended up hooking up and whatnot, right?
This turned into like the Discovery Channel, really.
Yeah,
quick.
okay, but no, this is a crazy. This has to do a lot with like when you go visit places. This is how crazy it is. So the guy ended up like staying with the girl for a couple of days here and there, and I guess the guy was married. She didn't know that. She thought that the guy was single.
Yeah,
and I guess later on the wife found out and she reported it.
Yeah.
Now the crazy part, the one who ended up going to jail was the girl.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, it's because she let this guy in and let him cheat on the wife. But the crazy part is that, you know, wouldn't you think it would be the opposite because the guy's fault for not letting her know?
Yeah, but again, this is why you shouldn't fuck around in other countries, dude. Especially like if you know they're like some sort of way about certain things. Like, why even go there? You know what I'm saying? Like, unless you're trying to cause that on, like, unless you're trying to live on the wild side, you know?
Yeah, I mean, my assumption is that maybe she was just like, you know, she's working there for like the month doing this report on the World Cup, because you know we're on World Cup year already, so. And
but, like,
and then you know
you should have a rough idea of the place you're going. And this goes back to the talk we were talking about being in Guadalajara. Like, you saw people smoking weed, and you're like, yeah, like it is pretty wild down here. But also, don't be doing it in fucking public.
No, yeah,
you know
I mean,
like,
that's what I'm saying. Like, you have to respect people.
And it also goes back to the Disneyland thing on a microscopic level. It's like Disneyland has its own rules. Like, even if there was a platform open for you to fucking stand on and take a picture or whatever, do whatever the fuck you want. There's still rules there. You know what I'm saying? Like, and then later you're surprised that your shit got canceled. Like, dude, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm sorry to fucking go back to the negativity, but sometimes Lalo fires me the fuck up.
What did I say?
You know what I mean? Like,
I'm just telling you a story. I'm not.
You know what I mean?
I'm not. I have nothing to do with this.
Again, I love the freedom, but you don't get that everywhere. And this is why when you're here, like, a lot of people feel a little different. But that's what I'm saying. Like, you got to know where the fuck you are. You got to know the rules. And if you don't, just fucking ask.
Yeah.
Don't be stupid.
I mean, yeah, I remember when I read about that whole incident, like, just know whenever you tour, whenever you go visit a place, a country, everybody does their own thing. Like, we talked about, like, you know, in China, you can't be chewing gum inside the metro station or the train.
Yeah, dude, Singapore and fucking the UAE, the United Arab Emirates, are one of the, like, most uptight places ever, but they're beautiful for a reason, because they want to keep it beautiful. They don't want to they don't want their city to be trashed. And look, I get it. This is why they fucking lynch people that fucking throw trash on the floor or fucking throw gum.
Yeah,
on the
exactly.
floor,
you know, you hoodlums out there who just want to fucking spit out their gum. And then you step on the gum and
trust me, I understand. It's pretty fucking insane.
Yeah,
what they do to people for that little thing.
Yeah,
it's pretty extreme.
They take their laws,
but they take their shit seriously. So if you know that and you're going there to do whatever the fuck you want, then those rules, those same rules that apply here, don't apply there.
Exactly. Even states too. Even
everywhere.
Even if you go to like a different state, like it's like in Arizona, I noticed this, that they don't have like license plates in the front of the car, and I'm just like, that's really weird. You know, like, for me, that's weird, because I mean, me as I don't know, like, if I was in charge of that state, whatever, I would, like, wouldn't it be very convenient, like, if you had a front plate, you know, for whatever reason, who knows, those plates might come in handy when, if, like, let's say someone's doing a drive-by and you're on the opposite side, you could have gotten that license plate or something like that, you know?
Yeah.
And shit like that, like.
And the other thing I noticed too, like, when you go to another state, they actually go by the speed limit. And then when you're in California, everybody fucking just...
Oh, no, I actually, you know what, dude? I'll be honest, Arizona has, like, one of the worst. The worst.
But don't they have, like, cameras on the freeways?
No. So, I mean, I got a speed limit ticket one time coming back, but that's because there was a work zone and it had speed traps on the freeway. That was really weird for me.
Oh, okay. So I got it all wrong.
Yeah, but that was, I mean, according to Manny, because Manny does drive out there, like, on the rich areas, like Chandler and I don't know what else, like, they do have speed traps, and then sometimes they even place in them during the day, and then they remove them in the afternoon.
And I also heard over there, a cop that's not even on duty could arrest you.
Yeah. So, well, I remember the first time that I went to Arizona, the whole that law had passed where, like, if you look like an illegal immigrant, even a cop could pull you to the side and ask you for your documents. Yeah. I believe when I asked about that, I was like, well, when that happened, I think I was like maybe 21 or 20. And I was like in 2000. Oh, actually, no, I was like 22. So it might have been like 2012. So back to like the whole laws and everything. I mean, everywhere you have to respect them, you know. And I remember there was a story where I was on an Uber. I swear, I have always had the worst. Okay, so for many of those, like I'm a truck driver, so I'm always so used to driving people. Even Turkey knows that I'm used to driving people. He never drives me anywhere, and if he does, it's just a miracle.
I hate that you're turning this into a personal thing.
No, actually, I was just. I'm not.
You have that fucking tone with your tongue. You know.
Well, no, the story I was gonna mention is it's because I'm a very bad passenger. I always have like to look at the road to make sure like that you're not fucking getting too close to cars and shit like that. I'm a very bad passenger, so I always like to sit in the back of the car if I can. I mean, I'm not gonna make someone a passenger. I mean, I'm not gonna be someone drive me as an Uber driver. I'm just kidding. So yeah. So long story short, this guy picked me up from my warehouse while going towards my hotel, and we're pretty much driving down to the hotel. This guy doesn't even have like music playing on his phone. He has like the radio station where he has to turn the buttons to like change the station, right? So he's like literally changing the radio station as he's driving. But I saw it from the corner of my eye on the back seat, and I just remember we're just flying through cars like vroom vroom vroom. Like I could see the lights, like the tail lights of the cars, like just flying on the side of my eye. And I'm just like, holy shit, how fast are we going? Why is there a whole bunch of traffic over here, but we're flying, you know? And this guy is just like switching the radio station, you know, not even looking at the fucking front at the road. It got to like, I don't know what it was, but it was a dead end already. It was like a dead stop. This guy's still going fast. He managed to brake and swap lanes. And dude, I swear I saw my life flash before my eyes. Like, it was bad, man. It was scary. And it's not the first time. There was this old guy. I swear to God, I don't want to like, you know, like,
why you gotta be ageist?
Yeah, I don't want to be old shaming people, but this guy was driving at least like almost 85 to 90 miles per hour on the freeway. Yeah. And I'm like, bro, like, okay, thank you for getting me there early, but I don't want to die, you know?
Yeah.
They're fucking crazy. The drivers out there are fucking, it's always an accident every time I'm passing by there.
Hey, can I ask you something?
You can ask me whatever you want, baby.
Okay. So would you be offended if you get in an Uber and as soon as you get in an Uber, the driver bumps some cumbia?
Why would I get offended? Oh, because you didn't say, like, maybe he's just...
Or he just put some banda. As soon as you come in, he's listening to some hip-hop, and all of a sudden he sees you, he put some banda, some corridos, some cumbia. You know, how would you feel?
Fuck, I would feel like he's trying to make me feel like welcome to my car. I mean, because even then there's Uber drivers who tell you, hey, if you want to change the station or if you want to change it, like, let me know. And in Mexico, I remember there was a time where I took an Uber, and my homie knew I had Spotify, and he goes like, hey, dude, like, put some like rap that you think I've never heard. If you remember. The Uber felt fucking weird. Like the Uber driver felt fucking weird, but he had like the sickest speakers ever. And so I grabbed the aux cord and I put it on my phone, and I put some Chief Keef. I remember my homie was like, "Oh, okay, cool. I want to hear some sick rap." I'm like, honestly, like I said, I'm not a big rap fan. Like I'll listen to it when you're bumping it, and I don't know all these rap songs. I know a couple. But like this guy goes like, and I was like, in my head I was like thinking, what is like the most like vulgar shit I could find? And I thought Chief Keef, and man, I felt like the Uber driver was kind of like, what the fuck is going on here? Because I remember the moment I left the fucking, we got off the Uber, he took it off. Him? Yeah, I tipped him. I mean, it's Mexico. I hear I don't tip, to be honest. I don't know. Maybe sometimes I do tip sometimes. But yeah, we got off the Uber, and I remember just starting hearing like a banda playing on the car. I was like, oh, that's what really wanted to get rid of us. And that's the first time I heard the Creepy Kush from a Bad Bunny. Oh, and I forgot who else was on it, but that's the first time I heard that song, because that song was bumping right before I got before I got the aux cord availability. What's wrong with you today? Tell me.
I don't know. I think.
I mean, are you just tired? Or you just don't want to like?
I don't know. Like today, I just felt blank. Like I didn't know what to talk about. I know the first couple times saying it was a joke, but now it's really becoming reality. Like I have nothing to talk about. I feel so blank slated.
It happens. It's cool. It's gonna happen. Right now, we're
Yeah.
okay. I think if we don't feel like, we don't want to also like feel like it's
Forced.
or pressured. You know what I mean?
It's definitely feeling like that for me right now.
Yeah, I don't want you to feel forced. If there's days where you don't feel like doing it, it's fine with me, dude. Like we could skip a week.
No skipping no weeks.
All right. Yeah, I mean, definitely with this podcast this one's gonna be a weird one, but we're gonna pull it through. We're gonna be.
This is gonna be everywhere.
This is probably the one that everybody's gonna just stop following us.
Yeah, we're gonna lose couple subscribers. Go back to 2.
Go back to
It's only us 2.
yeah. I'm excited for the weekend. Not the artist, but I'm excited for the weekend. What for you when you talk to somebody? Do you read their mannerisms, like their facial expressions, or do you feed off their energy, or is it just something that you try to like if they're like talking to you at a certain level, you talk to them at their level, or do you always try to like spark the conversation more?
Depends. Depends what you want out of it. You want a good time, then you're gonna have to fucking fire it up. You know.
What's your weakness when it comes to like talking to people?
My weakness is short talk. What's it called?
Yeah. Like,
how's the weather and how was your weekend? And that for me, that means nothing.
yeah.
I might sound like an asshole, but I'm like, oh, it was good. And then,
But
and
this is
then I
like
leave.
someone random you're birdie meeting, right?
Oh yeah.
Like
yeah.
let's say you're like on a.
But even like people I know, if they ask me, "Hey, how's your weekend?" I'm like, I just tell them, "Yeah, I just did this," but I just answer it to get out of there.
yeah.
You know, like I don't answer it to keep lingering in that talk because I know it's not going anywhere.
Have you ever had a conversation where it's going so good? Like it could be through text or it could be in person. This happens to me a lot in text, where like you have like this long conversations where like it's like you're kind of responding to somebody in parts.
Yeah. Text for me is not talk. For me, text is an illusion. It's like talking with a wall between you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I don't like it.
So you don't like texting?
I prefer letters.
Letters?
Yeah.
Like a
Like posting shit. You know, I want you to send me a letter.
fucking message in a bottle and shit.
Yeah.
Like you're old school, dude.
No. Something about text. Like I could text, but like it's like after a while I'm just bored.
Look, I totally get like the whole texting. Like I sometimes I
guess
would
some
prefer like if I want to get something through right away and I need something, like I would rather call the person.
Yeah.
And you call me on your regular time. Like sometimes you even call me just to like just talk about whatever, and it's okay. Like I prefer to talk on the phone than be texting, especially because I drive a lot. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Texting for me, it's don't get me wrong. I don't even feel like I've outgrown it. It's just like it just feels very. I don't feel a spark anymore with text.
So, do you think like there's gonna be like a new way to like communicate with people besides text and on the phone?
I think through the mind.
Through the mind?
Yeah.
You think so?
I think it's coming at some point. And I understand there's that whole Neuralink thing that Elon Musk is working on.
Yeah,
I
I heard about that.
But I think humans could do that without anything.
Yeah.
It's like those times where I text you or I call you and you're like, hey, dude, I was thinking about that same thing. You know what I mean? But I don't know. I don't know where it's going to fucking go from here.
Yeah, I did hear about that Elon Musk is doing that mind communication thing. And to me, that's
well for him. I don't think it's mind communication yet. I think eventually it's gonna be an outcome, but I think the whole Neuralink selling tactic at this point, the selling pitch is that they're trying to help people with dementia, Alzheimer's, and like people that have mental issues that could hopefully they could find a correlation to connect certain things in their brain that maybe actually even cure them, which is actually crazy to even think about.
Like they're saying that even like our brain is already like, you know, our brain is evolving within generations. It's saying that we're going to be able to tap more into our brains in the future.
You know the biggest controversy is like they're like, hey, is somebody born smart? And a lot of people take offense to that because they're like, of course not. Like, it's a learned thing, right?
Yeah.
But it goes back to that thing we were talking about dogs earlier, where certain dogs, like a sheepdog, knows what to do around sheep.
Yeah.
So that shit is passed down in genetics.
Like genes, yeah.
So why can't that happen for humans? This is the part that confuses the fuck out of me. Like the golden retrievers, they know how to retrieve shit.
Yeah,
like, you know, that's why they're called retrievers.
Or like
shit.
that pig that gets the mushrooms and shit. What's it called?
Yeah,
truffle. There we go.
Yeah, like all these things, and then when it comes to humans, it's like it's crazy to even say.
It's even
that a kid is born smart because of genetics, because his dad is smart or his mom is smart.
Yeah, I mean, because I'm pretty sure there's people who came from families who didn't have money, who didn't have like these genes, and they're fucking doctors. They're fucking dentists. They're fucking these people who thrive and learn. Like we have friends from high school who fucking are who are teachers, you know, who are doing all these awesome things in life, and they came from a family who was broken, who's broke, and didn't have these things in their genes, but they found that in themselves, and they worked that with learning, and you know,
I think that falls more in line with the outlier, right? The outlier is the person that sticks out of the family, or it's essentially the black sheep.
Yeah, like the one that was born with
a little awkward, but he knows a little bit more than anything. But yeah, there is that outlier that just comes out of nowhere. But wouldn't that somehow pass on to his kids?
Yeah, I mean, that's what I'm saying. Like our minds are developing.
And again, awkward, if you look at the word awkward, it's like that person just thinks differently.
Yeah.
Meaning he or she could construct things or look at things a different way than you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, that's just what it means, is because there's this template, is the regular standard, which is you go to school, you learn all these fucking subjects, and you know what I mean? Like, this is the thing that every kid goes through in their life. But you don't know if every kid learns the same way.
Yeah.
You know?
I remember like when because I think I brought this up before. Not sure if I brought it in the pod. I think what people have to really understand is that minds are going to develop more and more every time. And we need to get off that phase where people think that just because you're a certain way, you have to give up like, oh, I can't learn, I'm dyslexic or whatever. Like, we shouldn't be, I mean, because they're young, I guess maybe people are going to be like, oh, I'm not going to do it.
I mean, don't get me wrong. There is like certain learning impediment. Like what's the word? Impediments?
Yeah.
No? Like, or I might be wrong on that word.
Yeah, like there's certain things, roadblocks, I guess.
Yeah, there are certain things
Obstacles.
kids really have trouble with. You know, let's not confuse that with.
Yeah, I mean, like I'm telling you, like I'm going back to where I left off, and when I was growing, like, Spanish was my first language, and I remember I didn't really learn to read. And it's funny because the teacher was teaching everybody how to read. Everybody was catching on, but I couldn't understand the way she was teaching me. But it's funny because my friend, who at the time, he was the one actually explaining more to me on how to pronounce the syllables and stuff like that. Like it was like it wasn't even my teacher. It was like the kid teaching me like, oh no, this is how you say these words. This is how you pronounce this. I was like, oh shit. I remember like a lot of that. Like,
but again, it goes back to a person understanding something and then teaching you that. This goes back to that language thing we were talking about. How do if I talk to people a different way, of course you kind of have to do, because again, it's not like you're making them look stupid or you look dumber or something. It's just like you have to almost meet them at their wherever they are.
Yeah,
and then
like,
and explain to them this is how this happens, or because I've always had trouble reading. Like before, is like I could actually read stuff, but it would never stay in my head. I could read it.
Yeah,
I could read it, but I can never, like, for some reason I can never process it, what I'm reading.
Like, like I'll read a whole page, and then like after that, I'm just like, what the fuck did I just read? Like, I forget everything. In my mind, I'm trying to paint this picture of what's going on in the story, but also behind that, I'm thinking, am I reading this right? Am I like I'm over like, and I'm just like at the end I'm like, our minds are gonna go everywhere. I don't even know where I left off. Oh yeah, so when you're young, you have to learn, and you learn a certain way. There's certain things where we learn a certain way. This is why some people are left-handed, some people are right-handed. This is why some people do things a certain way. All right, guys. So that concludes another episode of A Parallel Discussion. We want to thank everybody who has been listening. Thank you, guys.
Yeah, big thank you.
Turkey, lead us off with a good last minute words.
Be nice out there. Be nice, behave, and I love you guys.
Thank you guys for listening, and that's our conclusion to this podcast.
Bye.
Bye.